Hey there, my name is Gavin Fish from LH Labs. I wanted to show you how to take apart the door panel to get to your speaker driver. If you take a look, you can tell that we've been, go ahead and take a look, Casey. You can tell that we've been tearing this car apart. We know this car inside and out. This is a 2014 P85. So anyway, just want to show you how to quickly take apart this door panel to get to the speaker driver, okay? The way that this panel is put together is there are a couple of mechanical fasteners right here. So there's one bolt right in here, and there's a rubber piece right there. And then behind the latch, there are also a couple of bolts. Those are the only mechanical, well, I guess those are the only bolts that hold this thing together. Everything else are clips that push into holes inside the door panel, and then along the top edge there's just like a little hook. So it's pretty standard car door. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to pry out. I use these multi-tools. These are made out of nylon, and we just use these to pry on things without scratching them. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this little tool. I'm going to get in here and I'm going to pull this little rubber cover off. And there's the rubber cover. You can see that it has 4 little tabs that fit in there in case you want to take a look at that bolt. So that's just a 10mm bolt. That's pretty standard on this car. Seems like almost everything is a 10mm. And I just use a ratchet. I have an extender on this one. I don't know that it's terribly necessary, but once we unthread that, there's our bolt. Okay. Next thing I want to do is kind of right behind the latch here. You can just kind of pop this thing. Don't be shy. It'll come eventually. Sometimes you use a little angle side of things. Oh, goodness. There we go. Alright, so this little guy, once you've got it popped out, you can just kind of slide it out, and it's got 2 tabs that kind of slide in, and then these little things that grab on. And that, if you look in there, exposes T30, the Torx 30 bolts. So pretty much on the whole car, when you encounter a Torx bolt, it's going to be either a T20 or a T30. And I mean, T30s we don't see very often. T20s we see all the time. And I'm just unscrewing these. All right, so that's these 3 bolts are the entire metal, I guess, fasteners for this panel. Now, the next step gets a little, people get afraid of this step because it's got a bunch of plastic kind of clips in there that hold the panel on, and sometimes it's kind of scary to pull these things off. You think you might break something, but as long as you pull forward or backward on them, they've got a lot of tensional strength. It's when you start twisting them and bending them that they break. So we just want to make sure that we pull off. Now I found that if I start with the one clear down in this corner, I'm going to be able to get the other ones really, really easy. The hard part is trying to get your tool started in there because it's a very nice tight fit. Tesla does a really good job. So what I do is I use this littler one and I kind of come down from the top. And remember, don't do this with like a metal one, but just try to drive that in there and get yourself a gap as much as you can. And then you can get your bigger one in there and you can kind of walk them down. So I'll do that. Oh. Let's see if I might be able to start that again. There, oh, I got it, good. Then I'm just gonna try to walk these down until I can get this one in the bottom corner. Man, let's see if I can start it. There we go. Once we can get this one in, we can start to pry, which is what's going to pop this thing. Let's see if I can get that one in there, like so. There it went, it popped. Okay, once I've got that one kind of popped, then I can walk around the door panel and they'll just start to pop. Now that one fell, but it didn't break, so don't worry too much about it. As long as you're pulling out on the panel, you're fine. You see that just pulled right off. Now, this top piece that stayed on the car, sometimes we'll do that, especially if the window's up, but they just have little clips that will clip back into this panel. And I'll take that off here in a second. But first, I need to address the electrical. So you can see here's our speaker driver down here, and everything as far as, you know, the electric door latch, the lights, everything on this car, on this panel are still connected, but they're just connected with simple little electrical connectors that have little clips on them. So just pull them out. Really easy. They're placed in such a way that you won't get confused putting it back together. You can only go together one way. Sometimes it's a little hard when you can't see it, but they'll eventually all come out. Here's another light down on the bottom of the panel. Alright, and then this guy just disconnects here. Though I remember this one was kind of a bear because it's got a little clip that fits in that hole. So you just kind of muscle it a little bit, and there's your panel. Pretty simple. So let's take off the top clip part. So this little piece right here is just kind of a hook. So actually, you know what? I'm going to keep this here because it'll be easier to put my panel on later if I do that. Sometimes this comes off and it's just a little hook to put it back in. It just hooks down in there. But if it comes off like this, that's great because you can just put your panel on straight like that. If it comes off, then it's just kind of a little hook to put it down in there. It's shaped like this and it just grabs on. Okay, so let's take a look at this speaker driver. Again, Tesla's designed this really, really well. You don't have to unsolder anything. You just kind of have to pull this little clip, and it's got little catches on it that make sure that it stays there. And then you'll see these bolts are T20s. Just like, I take the bottom ones off first, so there's no pressure on this ABS piece. This isn't a bracket, this is the speaker driver. Alright. That is the rear passenger door. It's the same on the I'm sorry, driver's side door. Same on the passenger side. Speaker driver for the Tesla Model S. This is, by the way, this is the same driver whether you have a premium audio system or the standard system. It's well, what is it? It's a 2-ohm little driver made in China, 160 millimeters. There it is. All right.